guys, it's Jen from My Create Crafts. In today's tutorial, I will be showing you step by step how to turn ordinary Dollar Tree mugs into the perfect Father's Day gift, or even take it a step further and design your own using the same techniques. I think these turned out super cute and were so easy to create, so let's get started. To start this project, you're just going to need a few things. I have some SVGs that I had created. I need to cut those out on my vinyl. So I have some black vinyl that I'm going to be using. I purchased this off of Amazon. It's a huge amount and it really wasn't that bad. So I will leave the link below for that. You're going to need some transfer tape. Again, I purchased this off of Amazon. I love this so much better than the Cricut brand or any other brand that I have found. I will leave the link below to it. You're going to need a mug or something to put your vinyl on. I have two sizes. I have this larger one and then I have this smaller one. You're going to need some alcohol and some paper towel to clean your mugs with. So I'm going to cut out my SVGs on my Cricut machine and I will weed it out and then I will show you how I'm going to etch that onto my mugs. But in the meantime, while that is cutting out, I'm going to take my alcohol and clean my mugs really well. You want it to be super dry before you put your vinyl on it. So you need to be very careful. So I have my files, I just need to cut them out. I have the two different sizes. I have this larger one for the bigger mug and I have the smaller one for the smaller mug. So there are two different sizes on here. I did create these, so if you're interested in these, I will leave them on my blog, icreatecrafts.com, if you're interested in getting them. I had fun creating these. They're really not that difficult. They are a little bit time consuming, but they are fun. So you can get these on my site or you can create your own, but I had fun creating them. So I'm going to cut these out for my mugs. I will weed out the vinyl, but you need to remember that you need to, when you're going to etch anything into this, you need to reverse weed it, which means you need to take out all the little letters in here and all the little designs on this. Instead of pulling back the vinyl, you want to reverse it and just take out all the little pieces in here. So that's what I'm going to do. So again, make sure you're washing your mugs clean with alcohol and letting it dry while you're cutting out your vinyl. I will show you the next step of how to use etching cream. I'm going to give you a little tip here in case you're new with etching. So if I was going to go and make this as it is right now, it's going to pull up a mat for me. And as you see, everything is really close. And normally that's what we would like to do to save on vinyl when we're cutting it out. But in this particular instance, I don't want to, because when you're etching, I like to give myself a little bit of room on the top, the sides, and the bottom. So I could go the route of making my mat larger and moving things around that way, but it's still a little cluttered in here. So an easier way for me to do this is I'm going to cancel this and get out of here. So to make this a little bit easier, I'm going to actually get a box. So I'm going to click on shapes and I'm going to click on a square. And I'm going to change the square to be 6 by 6 because I know these first three ones are 5 by 5. So with this selected, I'm going to go to the unlock box and change it to be 6 by 6. And then once I have it, I'll just drag it over to this other one. With it selected, I will go to arrange and then send to back. So then I can see the stuff behind it. So again, the reason for this is because I like to have a little extra cushion on each side. So if I was to put this on my mug right now, I would have a really hard time just filling in these parts. So I like to give myself a little cushion on the sides. So I'm going to select both of these together and I'm going to go to a line and I'm going to center it. So now that I have them both selected, I'm just going to push attach. And then that's just going to make my box and my words one piece. So when it cuts out, I know that it's going to give me a little bit of cushion on each side and I don't have to cut it out that way. So I'm just going to do the same thing for the rest of them. So I'm just going to pull it up again, another shape, click on a square, change it to 6 by 6. So I'll unlock it up here and just change it 6 by 6. And then here it is. So instead of me doing that again, I'm just going to put it here, push duplicate, and then it'll give me one more. And then I'll just put it on this one. And then again for down here, it's just 4 by 4. So it'll be the same thing. So I'm just going to select my black box that I have, click arrange, and send to back. And then it's going to do the same thing. It's going to give me my images here. So I'm just going to put it in the middle as best as I can. Again, you don't have to do this. It's just for me. I like to do it this way, just give myself a little bit of a cushion. So again, I'm just going to select both of them and then go down here to attach. So I'm going to do that with the rest of these and then these down here as well, and I'll cut it out and then I will show you the next step of how to etch onto your glass. Okay, so I just wanted to show you really quick. This is a Cricut light pad that I use. This is amazing. I use it all the time when I weed, especially when I'm weeding out black things like this and then little tiny intricate pieces. This is exactly what I use. I don't know how well it shows up on here. But I see all the words in here and all the pieces that I need to pull out. Like I said, instead of peeling back the vinyl from the top up here, I'm going to be peeling out the individual pieces. And then again, I don't know if you can see it, but you can see where it's all cut here. The boxes are perfectly cut from the Cricut machine. So that's awesome too. So when I go to cut these out and put my transfer tape on, I'll have it exactly where I want it. So I'm just gonna go ahead, use my weeding tool, and then I'm just gonna start pulling out the inside pieces of this. Make sure this is the brightest I have. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish doing all this, but I wanted to show you this light mat is really awesome on being able to show you right through to see through all this, especially with the black. But I'm just gonna finish this really quick and then I'll cut out the pieces and then I'll show you what I do with my transfer tape and then I will put it onto my mug and then get started with the next part. Alright guys, so I am done weeding out my files. I think they turned out really cool. I cannot wait to cut them out. So the next step for me to do is put my transfer tape on top of it. I figure I'm going to save a step. I'm just going to put the transfer tape all the way down it and then I will cut it out from there. But I wanted to show you guys how it looks after I weeded it. I think it turned out absolutely amazing. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to put this on the mugs. So like I said, the next part is to put the transfer tape on and then I will cut them out individually and I will show you how I apply them to my glasses. Alright, so I did a few really quick to see how they would turn out, and this is how they turned out. It's really awesome. I love it. I think that it was a really good idea to put the box around this, the square around it, because it definitely helps when you're lining it up at your top, and then it also gives you the extra cushion like I had said. So I did the big one, and then I also did a small one, and they turned out really awesome. So I'm going to show you quick how to do these. So here's my SVG file, here's the smaller ones that I did, and then here is one of the bigger ones that I had also done. So I put my transfer tape on this already, so now all I have to do is peel back the vinyl onto the transfer tape. And then I also have to peel back just the little part of the box. It's just the edging that's left on here. So then I just have the transfer tape left with the vinyl. So this is for the smaller one. And remember, I said you need to make sure you clean this with alcohol. So I cleaned it with alcohol, I let it dry, and now I'm just gonna line it up where this box comes in handy again. And the good part about this one is it's completely round, so there shouldn't be any problem with putting this on. You don't have to cut the edges or anything. And then you just go and push it on as you go. And you can tell from the top, this one is a little bit unlined, or not even I should say, but it should be okay, because I know if I pull this up now, it's just gonna leave it, so I have no choice as to just push it on really tight. But again, as I always say, the thing with crafting is it's handmade, so nothing is perfect. And I like to say, as Bob Ross always said, these are just happy little accidents. So, you know what? I think it's perfect no matter what, because it is handmade. So I'm just gonna peel back the transfer tape, leaving back the vinyl. And my daughter is sitting next to me and she said that I should leave it this way, the way that it looks now, and just kind of like take off this part. I don't know, what do you guys think? I think it is kind of neat that way, so maybe I will do that for one of the next ones that I do. I cut out and just make it a little bit better. But for these, I'm just going to use the Armour Etch. So Here's another one that's down. I have 6 of them that I'm going to be doing, but I'm not going to show every single one of them. But here's another one. Here's a larger mug that I have. And then I'm just going to do the same thing with this other transfer tape. Okay, so now that I have my vinyl down on my mugs, you just want to make sure that you get rid of all the bubbles or indents on here and make sure that your vinyl is stuck on really well. Because if there are little bubbles, like right here there's a bubble, that Armour Etch is going to get right through there and ruin your design. So you want to really make sure you take your time with this and press really hard to make sure that the vinyl's down, there's no bubbles. So I have all these back here. I have my Armour Etch. I purchased this from Hobby Lobby, but I got it 40% off. I always use their coupon. But if you can't get out right now because of the virus that's going around, you can most certainly buy this on Amazon. I'll leave the link below. I'm running out, so I'm going to have to buy some more from them anyway. So I just put some on a plate. It doesn't matter if you put too much on. You can always put it back into your bottle. And then I'm just using a foam brush. So what I'm going to do is just put some on my brush, and then just put it on here. And remember, this Armour Etch will etch anything where you put it. So this is where, again, where the siding comes in, the border comes in handy, but you just go nuts with this. You just put it all over. And you're not gonna waste it, or rather I don't ever waste it, because when I'm done with this, before I rinse it off, I'll take it and take the rest of it and I'll put it back in the bottle and wipe it off from here. So I won't waste anything, but you just wanna take it and carefully but generously go around and hit each piece that your vinyl is not covering. And then it says to let it sit for 5 minutes. I honestly let them sit for like 15 minutes. It's not gonna really hurt if you do any more. I don't really know if it's gonna make it any better, like any more etched, but that's just what I like to do. But I just generously put it on. This mug is pretty heavy. Once you're finished, you just let it sit. So I'm just gonna put it there and let it sit for 15 minutes. I'll just continue working on the other ones that I have. Okay, so I let my mug sit for 15 minutes. This is what they look like. But before I go and wash them off at the sink, I like to save my etching cream. So I'm just gonna gently go across it and take it off and put it back in my container. I like to be frugal and just kind of save stuff. So you don't have to do this step if you don't want to, but that's just what I do. So I just carefully push it to one side, making sure you don't get it off of any of your vinyl. And then I just put it right back in my container. Saves me a little bit of money, saves me some time that I don't have to go and buy any more. So again, you don't have to do this step if you don't want to. You can just wash it off. One thing I did forget to mention is when you use this, you are supposed to use gloves, but I'm just really careful with mine that I don't touch my hands with it at all, so I don't wear gloves, but you can if you choose to. But again, I just take it and pull it off, and then just put it back in my container. So I'm gonna finish this with these, and then I will set my camera up to show you the sink. All you gotta do is just rinse this off, and then it is all done. And the fun thing with this is you can put these in the dishwasher. Unlike vinyl, it won't come off. So once you have it on here, it is on and is never gonna go anywhere. So that's why I like etching things, is because it's not like vinyl, it won't come off. So once I finish these, I will set up the video camera by the sink, and I'll just show you the washing off and taking off the vinyl and then the finished product. All right, so here it is. I wiped all the extra off. Now I'm just gonna go to my sink. I'm gonna turn my warm water on. And again, you should use gloves, but I just don't. So the first thing you wanna do before you peel off your vinyl is just wash off all of the etching cream. Again, this is where the gloves would come in handy, but I wash my hands thoroughly after. I'm just using really warm water, getting it all off. And then once it's all off, you just want to peel back your vinyl. And don't worry, I know it looks like nothing's there. I promise you it is there. And then you just want to take off these extra pieces. This is where the warm water comes in. I've tried with cold and it doesn't do anything. I just use warm water and peel these extra pieces off. So it's all off. I know it's hard to see, but once it dries, you will see it really well. And the nice thing with this is you can throw these in the dishwasher and it's not gonna go away. So once they dry, I will show you how it looks, but again, I'm just gonna finish with these. Just wash it off, peel off your vinyl. Do not let your vinyl go in the sink. I always put it to the side, so I'm just gonna finish these ones up. Again, just do the same process. Just get rid of all that etching cream. And that's why I said I always like to save extra that's on, because you're just washing it down the sink. So it's your preference what you want to do, but I'm going to finish these. I'll let them dry and then I'll show you what they look like. I love how these Father's Day mugs turned out. Once they dried, the letters were really crisp and clear. I love using the etching cream because you can easily throw them in the dishwasher and nothing will peel off. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you will give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and leave a comment below. Happy crafting!